Hey, what's up with it, fam? Hey, day 2. Huddle up, man. Get with your boy. Check it out. We talking about 31 days of purpose. My hope is that God will use these short moments to inspire you to think deeply about the plan of God, right? I know we've been trying our plans, and our plans get frustrated, right? But His plan, listen to this, has a certain outcome. As He said to Jeremiah, I want to bring you to an expected end. There's a place God wants you to wind up. And so what that means, before we get to where it winds up, that I actually become and start doing, I need to travel backwards, right? I need to go back and understand that God had a plan for me before I was born. Like, God had a plan for you. Like, you didn't just come out here, oops, I'm here. What should I do? What should I be? No, God had a plan before you were born. But as He told Jeremiah, He says, before I created you and formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Had an intimate connection with you, had an intimate relationship, had an intimate view of your future, right? And I ordained you to become a prophet, right? Like, you had a specific assignment, Jeremiah. So the question we have to ask ourselves is what is God created me to do? Like, what's my purpose? Like, what's the thing that I've been wired, pre-programmed to become? And so God knows those things. And so this is why we got to get into the presence of God. We got to pursue God with a passion, because not only do I need the salvational work that He's done for me for the future, but like my purpose and identity of who I am even now rests with Him. Like, I can't find out who I am until I find out who He is. And when I find out who Christ is and what He's done for me, and how what He's done for me was planned before the foundation of the world, and He had it with minds of not just me going to heaven, but me being somebody here on the earth. Like, there's some work He want me to do now before I leave here, right? He want to put a dent in this game through my life. And so I need to surrender all. Listen to this passage about the Apostle Paul, who found out that God had a plan for him, though he was going the wrong direction. It says in Galatians chapter 1, verse 14, he says, he was advancing in Judaism beyond many my own age, among many of my own people. So extremely zealous was I for the traditions of my father. He says, I was 100% about the wrong thing. And then he says, but when He who had set me apart from before I was born, and who called me by His grace, was pleased to reveal His Son to me in order that I might preach Him among the Gentiles, I did not immediately consult with anyone. So here's what he's saying. He says, God set me apart before I was born. Before I was born, God had identified what He wanted me to become, knew the time frame I needed to be born in to do the thing I've been created to do. And then He sent me out into the world, right? And then it says, and then He called me by His grace. He had a purpose before I was born. And then He called me, quickened me, awakened me by His grace, that I might know Him. And in knowing Him, I might truly know me. And in knowing me, I might know what I was created and birthed to do. He says that he was called by grace when God revealed Christ to him, so that he might now become a witness, a minister of the gospel. I don't know what you've been called to do. I don't know what you've been created to do. That's something you and God got to get along to figure out, but you got to pursue Him with a passion. Paul was 100% about the wrong thing until he found out who Christ was. And in finding out who Christ was, he found out his purpose that was set before the foundation of the world. God has a plan for your life. Ready?